All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division, where one of the best fights in boxing will never take place, according to Terence Crawford, who was on the Breakfast Club and let it be known that he will not fight Jaron Ennis ever because he can't win that fight. Not that he can't be the victor in the fight, but it's a lose-lose for him, no matter what. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division, where there are a lot of people that want to see the Jaron Ennis versus Terence Crawford fight for undisputed. Most of those people are probably coming out of the state of Pennsylvania, the city of Philadelphia, who recognize that Jaron Ennis is one of the best fighters in the world, definitely one of the top up-and-coming fighters in the world, who has positioned himself for a shot at a title and should get a shot at that title. And it really doesn't matter who has it, because once you earn a shot at a title, you earn a shot at a title. Shouldn't matter who it is that holds that title. Now, Terence Crawford, on the other hand, has made it to the pinnacle of his career, to the top of the sport, which, by the way, he's been at for a while. And he gives his insights on why he's not going to fight Jaron Ennis. Some people are going to agree with it. Some people are not going to agree with it. I think Terence Crawford has a valid point. But at the same time, if we're going to do what we're supposed to do in boxing, it really shouldn't make a difference. Now, before I get into the details of it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does make a big difference. So, Terence Crawford beats Errol Spence Jr. to become the undisputed champion at 147 pounds. He is asked about a Jaron Ennis fight, and he says that that's a lose-lose fight for him, so he's not going to take the fight. Because if he beats Jaron, people are going to say that he wasn't experienced, he hadn't had enough schooling, he wasn't seasoned enough, so why would he fight him? Because it's not going to make him look good. Now, Jaron Ennis, if you're not familiar with him, is a fighter out of Philadelphia. He is the IBF interim champion, and at a point in time was the number one, was in the top 3 in every major section and body, and he is an absolute monster in that ring, where people know full well this dude can fight and has all of the abilities and all of the looks of a guy that is going to be, without a doubt, the top pound for pound fighter in the world. That's what he looks like to me. And for anybody who wanted to say that I'm bandwagoning, sorry, I've been saying that about this kid for 5 years. Now, to look at it from the point of view of Terence Crawford. Well, first of all, let me say this. I don't believe in lose-lose. I don't believe in lose-lose. If he knocked out Jaron Ennis, then yes, there are going to be certain people that say, he wasn't that good. Yeah, but that's going to happen in any fight that you have. Like, say, knocking out David Avanesyan. Or let's say you knock out Errol Spence, and people say Errol Spence Jr. looked weight drained. Or you beat Amir Khan, and they say Amir Khan had already been knocked out by multiple people. Or Kell Brook, and people say Kell Brook had been knocked out by multiple people. Or Julius Ndungo, and you say Julius Ndungo was a flash in the pan, and Julius Ndungo wound up after that getting knocked out by a bunch of people. So I have a hard time differentiating Terence Crawford, the people Terence Crawford has already fought, where it would have been under the same definition, a lose-lose, and this one. However, Dan Rayfield, a well-known boxing writer, has taken the stance that, at this stage, Terence Crawford only wants the big fights. Terence Crawford is got a fight with Jermell Charlo. That's the big fight. He's got the Errol Spence rematch, which is for sure going to happen because Errol's already exercised the rematch clause. We already know he's going to be fighting him probably before the end of this year in December. If Terence Crawford gets past that fight, which I would think he would because of based off what he looked like in the first fight with Errol Spence Jr., you'd expect him to do the same thing, or maybe could be worse in the second fight. That would only be reasonable for somebody to say. It may not happen that way, may turn out to be different, because again, you got to actually have a fight in the ring to know that. But when that's done, there are no other big fights for Terence, really. Jermell Charlo was not a big, huge fight. Jermell, number one, is not going to be undisputed at 154. If he wants, first of all, he's going to go up to 168. If he fights and he wins a title at 168 against Canelo, he's going to have to rematch Canelo. If he rematches Canelo, then he's undisputed at 100, and he's undisputed at 168 pounds. Even though Jermell Charlo said he would, I'm not completely convinced that it's smart for him to come all the way back down in weight to fight Jermell Charlo for 3 belts, not 4, because the WBO belt will be gone and with Tim Tszyu. So the idea that Terence Crawford wanted to fight up to become undisputed in the 3rd weight class, and I think that's no doubt about it, is an exceptional situation. But he would have gotten him having beaten a guy that has held 3 of the belts at the same time. It's not quite the same thing as going through and beating every champion, but it will definitely be a major accomplishment, but it will not be undisputed. He will then have to follow that up with a fight with Tim Tszyu, which you could say is a good path, but is Tim Tszyu really in any better a position to fight Terence Crawford than Jaron Ennis is? Is Tim Tszyu any more proven a fighter than Jaron Ennis is? I don't think he is. But again, I fully understand why Terence Crawford would take that viewpoint. However, from Jaron Ennis's viewpoint, if I'm Jaron Ennis, I'm saying, first of all, I know he's going to 154 and he's not fighting me, but go and drop that belt so I can get this 154-pound championship off of whoever I fight, and then maybe have a chance to unify with the other guy like Stanionis and maybe the WBC with Keith Thurman and get his thing going. I am not under the delusion that Terence Crawford is going to fight Jaron Ennis. The only reason that I'm bringing it up is and I talk about it, is my standpoint is that even though you may not think Jaron Ennis is ready for Terence Crawford at this point in time, he may never be ready for Terence Crawford at any point in time. He may not be. People thought Canelo Alvarez had gotten to the stage where he was ready for an older, smaller Floyd Mayweather, and guess what? He wasn't ready for him. So I guess, are we upset that the fight took place? I would say not. To me, it sounds like just another reason for a fight not to take place. That's how it looks to me. But hey, man, people got the right to think what they want to think. But Terence Crawford was very, very clear that he is not fighting Jaron Ennis. He believes it's a lose-lose. Obviously, the one loses. If he wins, he loses. And then the second one is that if he loses, he loses. And against a guy like Jaron Ennis, that is not completely out of possibility. And really, if anybody's going to beat him, it's going to be Jaron Ennis. And honestly, it may be Jermell Charlo too. I'm not underestimating Jermell in that fight. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.